screen with the ec2 instance, IAM, sorry, with AWS account and Git bash.
Sure.
Santosh, what we will be seeing today is create a AWS account, if not, and then create IAM user, copy access key and secret key, then use this access key and secret key to configure AWS CLI, then create AWS account, sorry, EC2 instance from console and access the resources from AWS CLI. So that will be the first practice for you.
Done.
Practical session for you. You do have an account with AWS?
No, I have created, but I did not work on that. Already,
Okay.
our previous trainer told to create an account, so we have AWS account.
So kindly follow what Vidya is doing, and you can create an EC2 instance.
Done. Got it.
Vidya, once you're ready, you share your screen.
I have shared my screen. Hope it's visible.
Yeah, it is. Okay, you have done all this, right?
Yeah. Created the IAM user and then I've logged on there. I also have the Git bash here.
Okay, what is the permission you have given? Can you log into AWS account and show me?
Sorry?
Can you log into AWS account
Okay.
and show me the IAM user as well as EC2 instance? Do one thing. Can you quickly share everything except access key and secret key in the chat? Not even username and password. So only the steps. Create AWS account, login as root, create IAM user. Those steps.
Okay, you want me to share the document which you have shared, right?
Not the document.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, can you select from the top, create AWS account? Till third point. Okay, it's okay.
Not reading actually.
No. For now it's okay. You go to AWS account.
Let me open this.
Santosh, can you parallelly open your AWS account and tell me whether you have done it? Log into AWS account. What we are trying to do is doing some basic operations from AWS console for creating resources like EC2, S3 bucket, some simple resources which doesn't cost much or which is free of cost. The reason why we are learning creating AWS resources from console, it is we'll be learning Terraform, which is infrastructure as code tool, which will be used for creating AWS resources from command line. You got it, right?
How can you go to AWS console from here? This is IAM user.
No, I'm unable to see your console, AWS console. You probably shared only the notebook.
Okay, let me share the entire screen. Sure.
Vidya, can you try using your headset? I'm thinking,
Headset.
I mean, uh, I'm thinking echo. Suresh, Santosh, can you mute yourself first, just for a quick?
Myself have been muted.
Okay, just a second. Your mic is already muted, right? Okay. Vidya, the sound is coming from
Noise is over.
your side. I mean, sometimes echo. It is echoing.
Okay, maybe I'll turn off the fan and you see.
No, it is. Okay, you will not be comfortable turning off the fan.
No, it's okay. Just for some time. I'm not kidding. Actually, see, this is the IAM console. So you want me to go to AWS
Okay.
CLI? You want me to go to
Yeah, yeah. Okay. No,
command
no, no, no. Okay. On the search option, on the top, you have a search option, right?
line?
Yeah. There you type EC2. So the way to go to your resources is like you go to the search bar and type the resource name, EC2, S3, like that, and then it will pop you up with the uh, associated resource. Yeah. So you
Okay.
just click on EC2 right now if you want to go to EC2.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, you can also on the top, you can also see on the top it is North Virginia, right?
Yeah.
And you logged in as IAM user. Okay, that's why you couldn't see any of the user has no access. Can you log out from this user? Login as root user. Santosh, you can also do that. I mean, if you are logged in as normal user, IAM user, log in as root.
Done, done.
Okay. Can you quickly share your screen, Santosh, while Vidya is trying to log in?
Actually, I have logged in my mobile, so I have a laptop separately. So just give me a
Okay.
moment. I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
You mean this, Shankar? I have logged in as
Yeah.
root user now.
Okay. Now click on IAM, whatever is visible to you. Yeah, correct. So once you click on IAM, you see users, groups, and policies. So we'll be focusing more on users rather than roles, groups, or policies. So click on users and click on the particular user that you created, DevOps test. Yeah. Basically, this user has limited permissions unless you assign permissions explicitly. If you come down, you can see that either a groups or permission policies attached to the user. So you have you EC2 full access and IAM full access. So this would probably not sufficient for the operations that we are currently doing. So you can remove these two for now. We'll later go ahead and then make some changes here. You can remove these two and yeah, you can say remove. So the AWS console is very user friendly. You can actually do everything from AWS console, but the problem is you will not be effective in your work if you are a DevOps engineer. If you are a normal person, if you are doing some operations in the AWS cloud, it is okay. But for corporate kind of or maybe client kind of requirements, if you want to satisfy within few minutes, within few hours, if you want to create resources, modify resources, it will be very, very, very time consuming and then very cumbersome. It will be a tedious process. That is why we are introducing we will be working on Terraform, which is infrastructure as code tool. Okay, what you can do is you can just click on add permissions for now. On the right hand side, add permissions. Yeah, click over there. You can say add permissions. You can say attach policies directly. That means it is attaching the policies, whatever is already available, but whatever is already created by AWS. So you can select administrator access, the checkbox. Yeah. You can select next, bottom, come down, and then select next.
This one as well.
No, 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 that is not required. Just administrator access. Yeah, next. Yeah, add permissions. Okay, for now, the user is uh, having permission to do anything. Uh, Okay.
So maybe I was not having access to this package. I was getting that error. Access denied.
I'm not really sure at this point. What I mean by package?
No, no. What I meant is this policy was not added earlier, right? This administrator
No,
access.
no, no. It's not because of that.
Okay. Okay.
Probably some console level access is not given to you. Maybe usually I won't suggest anybody to create IAM user and allow them to access AWS console because IAM user is actually meant for accessing CLI.
Your voice is cracking.
A lot of noise from your side.
Okay. Maybe I'll mute.
So you can mute for some time. Just okay. What I meant is usually IAM user will be used only for command line access, not for the AWS console access. He will have a restricted permission to do any operations, and most of the time it is meant only to do AWS CLI operations or some kind of automation using Terraform. Any more questions? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, for now, you can be a AWS, administrator in the AWS console. Can you just quickly check the security credentials once, whether the credentials that you created and you have it, and this one is same. The third item, fourth item from the permissions. No, no, no. Go up. Yeah, security credentials. Click on the security credentials. So initially it will take some time for you to get adjusted with the different menus items. You scroll down, you can see access key. Yeah, so just verify the access key that you copied is same. Is it ending with V7? Just do go to your notepad, notebook. Go to your notebook.
Yes, it's the same one.
Oh, it is the same one, right? Okay. Okay, sure. Because I mean, I was thinking, I mean, you're going to show me that. Okay, that's fine. Uh, Now what you can do is you can go and create a EC2 instance.
Shankar, before that, I want to know why are we doing all this? Creating an IAM user.
That's what I told you. See,
Uh,
I'll again repeat it.
mhm.
See, AWS IAM user is used only for accessing via CLI, everything. So in our DevOps class or as a DevOps engineer, you will be mostly interacting with the AWS cloud through command line. And Terraform will also use access key and secret key for authentication. So we cannot use administrator user, root user for authentication. So we are supposed to create IAM user for authentication
Okay, got
from
it.
command line. So we'll be mostly dealing with the Terraform, mostly dealing with command line. Not will not go to console. See, slowly we'll skip logging into console, checking whatever we want. So we'll be slowly, completely stopping logging into AWS console. One of the prerequisite for Terraform is access key and secret key of an IAM user to communicate to AWS via command line. Okay, can you search EC2 and then right click and open in a new tab? Right click and open in a new tab. Yeah, go there. Yeah, click on instances running. Okay, you click on launch instance. So, what is an EC2 instance? I'll give you a quick introduction. If you do, you have an idea what is an EC2 instance?
Uh, is it like a elastic compute instance we are creating to do
Yeah,
some
elastic.
operation in
Yeah,
cloud?
yeah, elastic compute cloud, which is nothing but which is elastic. Elastic means elasticity. That means You can increase the size of the machine, you can increase the number of instances, you can increase the volume, you can increase the memory, you can increase the disk, whatever you want to increase, you can increase. For example, if you are buying a mobile, say 8 GB RAM, 256 GB hard disk, is it possible for you to expand everything? No, right? You cannot increase a size. You cannot increase your display size, right? But here in the cloud, everything is expandable. That is why everything is called elastic. So that is one of the core concept in cloud. That is, you don't have to really hold your resources. It is pay as you go and use it only when it is required, and auto scale up or scale down whenever you want to have more resources. So that is why it is called elastic in cloud. Any doubts? Any questions, Vidya?
Uh, so only the IAM user can create such instances, is it? Easy to instance.
Okay. It's pretty simple. How do you log into Gmail account to check your email?
I provide my username and password.
Yeah. So you probably do some kind of authentication using
Yes.
username and password.
Yes.
So AWS is also an account, right? For that you require a username and password. Username and password is normally used for logging into AWS console. See, for Gmail and all, I mean, you are accessing everything from console, you are using username and password. For command line access, it is kind of a mandatory thing to create a token or access key, secret key, or some secret credentials and use it in the command line to configure that particular service and then access it via AWS, a git bash or any command line source, command line uh, uh, application, CLI application. It could be like a git bash, or on a Linux machine it's a terminal, or even a PowerShell also. You can take it as an example. Did I make it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Santosh, you have any questions on this?
No.
Okay. So you can just say EC2 instance name, my instance one, my underscore instance one, inst instance one. Yeah. Come down. You can leave all the default values, whatever is there. Okay. Just come down. Keep coming down because you see, just go little up. I'll explain few things. Any idea how do you create an operating system on your laptop? Say Windows laptop. You have a Windows laptop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for example, somebody is giving you a laptop and then asking you to install the operating system. How do you do it normally?
Sorry, can you come back? I'm not getting.
Yeah. Say you are getting a Windows sorry, a laptop that is
Okay.
not pre-installed with any operating system.
Okay.
If you are supposed to install operating system, what would be the first step?
Should I need to run any executable file? Should I need to run the executable file, which is going to
Exactly.
install the
Exactly.
software?
So that will be an ISO image. It is operating system will be installed using an ISO image,
Okay.
which is probably shipped or delivered in a CD, DVD, or a pen drive. These days, pen drive booting from pen drive is a default thing. Earlier days, olden days, I mean, we used to insert CD drive or DVD. Nowadays, CD, DVD, and all it is all obsolete, outdated, right? Uh, you just need a pen drive to boot your operating system. So basically, that is kind of a binary or package which is used for booting your operating system. Similarly, in Amazon, you have Amazon machine image. You just go little down or up. I think it is on the up. Can you go little up? Yeah, you have a Amazon Linux AMI, right? Amazon Linux is operating system, whereas that AMI is the package, the source for your operating system. Amazon Linux AMI. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll send you probably some instructions so that you can read and try to understand later. If you are given a laptop, right? So what are the other things you check? Forget about which operating system you are installing. What are the other things you will check? You will check for
RAM,
sure how much is the disk, what is the RAM, what
RAM.
is the CPU, which uh, what do you call it as i5, i7, right? Processor.
Mhm.
Like that you keep checking, right? So that one comes into the hardware is architecture x86 64.
Okay.
UC x86 64, right? That is a 64-bit operating system. Earlier it used to be 32-bit. Come down slowly, you will see instance type. That contains what is a RAM, what is a CPU, what is a memory. All of those things will be part of this instance type. So instance type vary from small to maximum large, 5x large, 4x large and all. So based on this, based on the requirement, you can choose a bigger size. For us, T2.micro is the minimum size which will be used for uh, free tire, which will not cost anything if you use it the entire year also from the day you created the account. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
If you can share the document and we can parallelly go through, I mean, post session, if you share the
Yeah,
document.
sure. I'll do that. So key pair, I already told you to create a key pair, right, in the day one. Similarly, for the passwordless authentication, you will be using a private key to log in to the EC2 machine. That key you will be creating. Can you just select any key is available and see? No key is available, right? You can say create a key pair, create new key pair. You can say RSA, that is fine. .pem is fine. Just say EC2 name in the name. EC2 uh, EC2 is fine. Yeah, just say create key pair. So this will actually download the key file to your local system downloads folder.
Okay.
Okay, you don't need to open it right now. I'll tell you when to open. So if you go down, you will see VPC. So we say public cloud, whereas the resources that you create will be a private one.
Okay.
See, we say it's a public cloud, right? But if you make everything public, whatever workload that you are running, people will just go there and then delete all the resources. Probably they'll access and then they'll remove one by one, or maybe they'll unnecessarily bombard your server by putting a lot of unnecessary files, or maybe putting some viruses over there. So, in order to restrict or make it private, there is a concept called virtual private cloud (VPC), which is nothing but some rules which defines who has access, who can do uh, what are all restricted, what are all not restricted. Like that, there are some rules written. So for now, I'll go to the next step so that you understand how to create an EC2 instance. Later on, I'll explain more about VPC. So security group. Okay. Can you just go a little up? In the security group, you can click on create new security group. That is okay. It is already selected. So the allow SSH traffic is very basic. That is required. You can also select HTTPS and HTTP. That will be port 443 and port 80. But you're letting everybody to access. That is anywhere. Anybody from anywhere can access this particular resource. So we are not restricting anything for three ports. One is 80, port number 22, and port number 443. You also need to know about some port numbers. Uh, uh, some protocols, some basics. I'll tell you exactly. I'll send out the notes. You can go through it. So here comes the storage, 8 GB, right? That is a very minimum storage that you can go ahead and then use it just for your initial days. Later on, maybe when we are learning Docker, you may have to use size 30 GB. That is similar to your disk space for your laptop. See, you usually go with 500 GB, right? 500 GB or 1 terabyte of hard disk. So here we are just using 8 GB hard disk.
So
Any
this
question?
can be upgraded, is it?
Yeah, this can be upgraded, this can be updated, this can be reduced also if you want. At the minimum, it is 8. So people are, because 8 GB is more than enough to run a decent operating system, Linux operating system. Okay, now you can click on launch instances, launch instance. Okay, you can click on the instance, that instance ID. Yeah, exactly. So normally, one more thing I wanted to ask you. Say, for example, you have a mobile phone, right? Smartphone. Say if you send some suspicious email from your mobile phone, is it possible to identify who has done it?
Means if I receive any suspicious email, is what you're
Say
telling.
probably if you are sending some spam email to some people, some big heads in the country, or maybe somebody who is probably who is very sensitive person. For them, you are probably sending out some email. Is it possible for the cyber team to track you or not possible?
Yes, yes, it's
Okay, how
possible.
do they track you?
IP address.
Based on the IP address. Okay, that's a good answer. So basically, every system has a IP address, right? In the whichever is connected to the internet has at least one IP address which can be uniquely identified. Nobody will have the same IP address for that particular time frame at least. So, like that, every instance will have a unique IP address in AWS Cloud. So, if you click on this instance ID, you will see the IP address. So, without IP address, things won't work in the cloud. In fact, anywhere, as far as the internet world is concerned, you can copy the public IPv4 address. Yeah, correct. You can go back to the Git bash. You may have to share the complete desktop so that I can see your Git bash.
I'm not getting that option. I was checking 1 second.
Uh,
I'll stop
then-
sharing and reshare. Yeah, 1 second.
yeah, yeah, sure.
It is showing only, I mean, the separate screens. It's not the entire window.
See, I'll try to share my screen. See, the left hand side you have a desktop, correct?
1 second.
On the right hand side you have window.
Yeah, left side desktop, right side window, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Double click that.
Which one? Double click.
On the desktop side, built-in, whatever.
So I'll click on the desktop. I'll double click the desktop, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, I've done that.
Yeah. Now you go back to your Git bash. Yeah, that's it. That is a way.
Okay.
Now just do a right click and then see whether the IP address is copied. Yeah. Okay. You can press Control A to go to the first line of the character.
Control A.
Control A. Okay. Now what you do is I'll tell you one command to run it. After that I'll again explain you how it works. You can do SSH space I, yeah, I for input dash I. You have to give a option dash I space tilt symbol downloads, tilt/downloads. You're coming from the main folder /downloads. Yeah, tab. Yeah, use tab always. I mean, don't. Yeah, /ec2 tab. Yeah. So space. Basically, you already downloaded the ec2.pem file on your local machine in the downloads folder. That's why you are able to see the file.
Okay.
Now you are supposed to log in with the username. See, for example, when you log into a particular system, right? You will be using username for login. Here you have to use ec2-user, which is nothing but default user for Amazon Linux instances. ec2-user.
So should I need to give that here?
Yeah, ec2-user. At, put @ symbol. Yeah, that's fine. So this is a way to log into the ec2 machine from your Git bash. See, I'll say that it is terminal. Okay, from terminal, if you want to connect to the ec2 machine, this is a way to log into the ec2 machine.
Okay.
You run this, it will automatically take you to the ec2 machine in the command line. Just run it. It will ask you to enter yes for storing the private key in the known host file. You can say yes. You have to press yeah, yes, enter. Okay. Now you are currently on the ec2 machine. You can say yeah. So you can see the IPv4 address also. If you say if config,
If config, IP configure.
no, if config, enter. Sorry. So you can see 172.31.45.168, right? If you go to the AWS console, on the right hand side you see private IPv4 address, right? Yeah, on the right hand side you see private IPv4 address. That is nothing but your current IPv4 address. But the public IPv4 address won't be visible from console, command line. Okay. So the first step towards learning AWS CLI, starting from logging into AWS instance, AWS EC2 instance. Uh, okay. Can you go to your AWS console and create S3 bucket?
One question. We have created a key pair, right? When we were launching the instance.
Yeah.
What is that key pair? Not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll give a theory overview for now, and then I'll explain by tomorrow with the diagram and all. I'll share you the document as well. So similar to your password authentication, right? You use username and password for authentication. Similarly, we have private key and public key. Private key is like your password. Public key is like your username. So public key can be stored in the system in the remote machine, whereas private key should be kept locally and secure manner. The private key you downloaded, whereas the public key is copied into the remote machine. That's why you're able to log in.
Okay.
So it is basically a key-based authentication, or it is basically a passwordless authentication using private and public key.
Okay. The one that I downloaded is a private key, is what you're
Yeah,
telling.
yeah, exactly, right. So if you go back to your terminal, yeah, can you do a cat space tilt slash dot ssh slash authorized au tab. So this is a file in which your key is stored.
So
Okay, enter.
this
Enter
one
now.
is in my local, is it?
No, no, no. This is in your remote.
Okay.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. See, when you create your private key, right,
Mm-hmm.
from AWS console, it will automatically copy the public key to the EC2 instance. The associated public key.
Okay.
See, it does two things. One is it downloads the private key to your local machine, and at the same time, it copies the public key to the EC2 instance. So
Okay.
you cannot achieve a passwordless authentication without a private key. So AWS console allows you to create private key. At the same time, it copies a associated public key to the EC2 instance. So that when you log in, uh, it does a comparison. It does a handshake. It says that okay, the private key that you are trying to use is correct one. It validates like that. That then only it lets you log in.
Okay. So the one that is showing in the terminal is the public key associated with the EC2 instance, is it? My understanding is correct.
Exactly. That's correct. That's a correct statement. So you can now do a VI instead of cat. Use up arrow. No, use up arrow. Control A. Remove cat and put VI. Basically, you are using previously typed command and just changing cat to VI. Okay, enter. Okay, Shift A. Can you press Shift A? Yeah, it'll automatically go to the end of the line. Okay, now say dash new.
Sorry?
New. I mean, any character you can type. Just say new or dev. Yeah, space. Yeah, save it. Save this file.
To
Save this
save
file.
this colon WQ, is it?
Yeah, escape, colon WQ. So the file will be saved for you in the EC2 instance. Now open one more git bash, one more terminal. Yeah, that's the right way to do it, but don't use mouse. See, the best way to do is just press the Windows key, type git bash and enter. So you
Okay.
don't have to really necessarily go and then click open. All of those things are not required. Okay, now uh, go to the previous window. Previous terminal. Previous terminal. The one where you modified, right?
Yeah, this
That one.
one.
Yeah. Can you scroll up to just copy the command that you typed? Just scroll up. Uh, yeah, little bit. Exactly here. Yeah. Can you just select the SSH command? Not that one, the bottom one. The next one. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. Just select will be copied. Yeah. Go to the other terminal. Do a right click. Yeah. Enter. You see that it is not working, right? Okay, it is still working. Uh, can you go back to the other mission, other terminal? Can you open the key
One
once
more.
again?
You want me to open one more?
No, not one more. Just in the terminal, just use up arrow. Yeah, enter. Okay. I think the last one is not actually last change is not actually affecting the key. Can you just in the start? Can you put insert? Can you go to the insert mode? Can you go to the insert mode? Type A, capital A.
Where should I need to type?
Just go to insert mode. Just press I.
No, it's already in the insert mode, I guess.
No. It is not an insert mode. In the bottom, it will show you it is an insert mode.
Okay. So I need to press I, is it?
Yes. Okay. You can see in the bottom it is in insert mode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now press capital A. Just simply A or B, whatever. Some random characters I want you to enter and save this file. No, 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 not in the end. Uh, you can remove the dev also, dash dev also you can remove.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, go go three characters left. Three characters left. One more character. Say K, capital K. Yeah. Escape and save it. Yeah. Go to the other terminal. Can you go to the other terminal? Do a control D.
Control.
D. Control D. Yeah. Can you use up arrow login again?
This one.
Yeah.
Permission
Okay.
denied.
So basically, the key that you are already using, you just modified only one character, right? So because of that, it is not able to log into the machine because the private key and public key is not matching.
Okay.
That is why it is saying permission denied. So the other login, you already have it. It is not failing, so you can still go back and modify the file. You can just go back to the other terminal, modify the file once again to the old one. Just remove the capital K. Yeah. X. You can press X from the here.
Control
No, no,
X.
no, 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 no. Wait, wait. Go one left, one left. Yeah, just X. Press X. Yeah, that's more than enough. Because to delete a single character, you press X. Okay. Escape and save this file. Colon WQ. Enter. You go back to the other terminal. It is able to log in, right? That is a actual concept behind private key and public key. So associated public key should be copied into the remote machine so that you can use your private key which is associated to the public key and login. Okay, I'll give you one more example so that it is more clear. Can you go back to your? Can you do a Control D here? Yeah, press Control D. Do a cat space tilt symbol slash dot ssh. No, 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 no. Uh, Control C. Cat space tilt symbol slash dot ssh slash id underscore rsa dot tab. Okay, enter. So this is a private and public key pair that we created. You remember on the first day,
Yes.
based on the prerequisite document, we created a private key and public key. See, think it is like your own private key and public key that you created, and the private key that you copied that is created by AWS.
Okay.
Okay, now you are configuring your instance to use this public key to login. For this, what you need to do is you need to copy this public key and put it in the authorized keys file so that it will allow you to log in using the private key of your local machine. So I'll give you that demo right now, right away. What you do is on the other terminal where you have already logged in, right? Do a Control D, use up arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, just
Enter.
remove downloads EC2 PEM, right? That only that part you just remove. Yeah, okay. Dot SSH slash ID tab. Tab. Tab should be fine. Tab. Yes. Give a space character. White space character. Yeah. Enter now. This will not work. This will say permission denied because it doesn't have the associated public key copy to the remote machine. Use up arrow twice. Yeah, enter. Use up arrow to open the authorized keys file. Yeah, enter. Uh, do a shift A. It will take you to the insert mode. Enter. Enter now. One more enter, so that it is quite clear. There is extra white space character. Okay, go on to the other terminal. Yeah, select the public key starting from SSH till end. Select from SSH ID, SSH-RSA to K until K.
Oh, you are telling this one.
Yeah, select. Yeah, select means it will be copied.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that is fine. Come back to the other window. Do a right click. Yeah, escape and save this file. So what you have done right now is you just copied your public key to the remote machine, remote EC2 machine. Okay. Now just do a control D. Yeah, use up arrow twice. Yeah, earlier you were trying to do ID RSA, right? You are trying to use a private key of your local machine and trying to log in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you do it. It will be automatically log into your remote machine. You got it?
Kind of, but it's a bit confusing.
Okay, so it'll take some time for you, but do one thing. Just go back and remove some other entries or maybe create a new instance because you will have a recorded session. I'll share it with you. That you can just replay and just try to do the try to redo whatever you have done today.
Okay.
And meantime I'll send you the documentation. I have already shared all the documentation to you. I'll point out which particular slide you have to refer, what other documents you need to refer. That I'll send it to you today.
Sure. One
Yes.
more, Shankar. Could you please summarize the things that we have done today? That will give me,
Yeah, sure. Okay. Before that, I just want to understand: is Santosh fine with whatever explained by me today? Santosh. Santosh, are you there in the call? Santosh, can you unmute and speak? You are on mute. Okay. I'll probably talk to him later. That's okay. So today, Vidya, probably you can make a note also.
sure. I'll stop sharing. Is it okay?
Yeah, that is fine. I'll also stop recording if not required. Okay, let it be. Okay. Let's the recording on. Okay. So I gave a quick introduction about AWS Cloud and creating IAM user and creating logging in using root user. For the IAM user, we have created access key and secret key for command line access. So basically, if you want to access any resource, you have to authenticate to the particular AWS account. For that, you require access key and secret key, which is unique for every user. So in order for authentication, you require access key and secret key. So once you have access key and secret key, based on the permissions you have in the permissions policy which is attached to the user, you will be able to uh, make changes or create resources, modify resources from AWS through AWS CLI. So AWS CLI access is required basically to create resources, modify resources, not just only through AWS CLI, also using Terraform. Terraform is the infrastructure as code tool, which will be used for creating infrastructure, modifying infrastructure, deleting infrastructure, just by a single click. So the source code will be created and the source code will be updated in the GitLab repository. The same thing can be used or collaborated by team members. One of the main reason why we are doing all this is automate everything, control everything from uh, single point, which will be like a source code instead of logging into AWS console and modifying things from AWS console. To log into AWS console, AWS EC2 instance, you require private key and public key pair that allows you to log in using login without any password. Basically, it's a passwordless authentication or it is a key-based authentication. It is another mechanism of logging into remote machines instead of using username and password. Basically, to enable you to automate the login process and save a lot of time for you during your day-to-day operations. Uh, we also have done we have also used the private key and public key pair that we created locally in our system. We copied them into the EC2 machine and showed you the login using local private key instead of the private key which is downloaded by AWS EC2. Okay, this is all about the highlight of whatever we have covered today. Any questions?
No, I may need to go through the recording as well as the document to get better understanding, Shankar.
Sure. Okay, no
It's
problem.
quite confusing today. Anyways, I'll go through once. I'll see.
Basically, two things. Okay. One, you should understand automation. Another thing is being efficient. How do you automate things? How do you be efficient? These are the two things that we are trying to do. We are trying to start with. I mean, this is a starting point. Using private key to log in,
Okay.
using access key and secret key for AWS CLI authentication. These are the two highlights of today's learning.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Please share the recording as well, Shankar.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do. Okay, Vidya. Bye.
That's why your time. Yeah. Bye.
Santosh, are you available? I'll stop recording. Vidya, you can leave.